between the physical world and the non-physical world where you can get stuck. And that's where the lost souls are.
Hello everyone, my name is Heidi and this is Andreas from Hyperspace Connection.
What are we going to do today? What is
Well,
your topic?
we are going to talk about what is a lost soul. Very interesting subject.
A lost soul. So it's going to be me. You want me to talk about it?
You can talk and I can talk. We can both talk.
Okay. A lost soul. Of course, nothing is lost, but it's a descriptor of what happens to people that pass away, deceased people, and are caught between those between worlds, or in this between world that has different names or labels to it. It's basically between the physical world that we are conscious of and the non-physical Earth-life system. There is a level basically just above our physical frequency. So we, with our senses, what we can experience or perceive is that physical world with our 5 senses. Some say 6. Just above that, there is a place. Of course, it's not really a place, but there's a frequency between the physical world and the non-physical world where you can get stuck. And that's where the lost souls are. Of course, we can deal with the lost souls. There are programs, protocols to help them. It's nothing else as you would help a physical person, you can help a person that is deceased on the other side. So how to become lost? Heidi, give me an example why a person that dies actually ends up in that between world and doesn't move on, where people usually say, well, I go through this tunnel into the light and then they're basically where they need to be. They're stuck before that.
Well, some might not even realize that they've died. So it could be an instant death, or maybe an overdose. Maybe they were on medication, maybe it was a drug. They might not even realize that they are dead. So that's probably, when they get stuck on a certain level and are not aware of that. So it's almost like they're playing over and over a certain part of their life.
That's actually what we see when we do soul retrieval. That's one of the expressions, soul retrieval. You go there, you can find them, connect, and then often what they describe is this never-ending loop, almost like that movie with the mammoth. What was that movie? It starts all over again, the movie, every day from beginning.
Yeah, there's a few of those.
That movie where with
Groundhog Day?
The Groundhog Day, something like that. So they explain it's almost like this never-ending, repeating story, and because they don't feel time, for them it's not like they were there for 10 years, 20 years. We find souls that are there for hundreds of years, for Earth years, but for them they're still in that moment. Probably one of those explanations as well, that you have haunted homes or houses where people say, well, there's somebody sitting in a chair and even the chair moves, because that's probably somebody.
They see him walk down the stairs over.
Exactly, all those noises, and they just repeat something they maybe liked. They still back in their home, sitting on that chair, because they love that, doing that every evening.
Playing the piano.
Yeah. So they can be stuck there. Most of those that are stuck there, they're just not awake in what's happening. Actually, there's another movie very interesting. It's the movie with what's his name? The Sixth Sense. Was it The Sixth Sense?
The Sixth Sense.
Yeah. What was the character?
I can't remember if I've seen it.
Yeah, I think it's The Sixth Sense. Whatever, you probably have seen it. That's basically how it works. So you die, something happens, and you still perceive yourself in your body, but you're not. And you could get stuck. Time usually is not palpable. You don't know time, you don't feel time. It's almost like you being in a dream. Ever remembered being in a dream and you were asleep, In your dream, you never ask yourself if you are alive or not. You never ask yourself time. These are things, and that's basically the same state a little bit. So those people are not lost, they can be helped. Some of them become attached to places or persons. That's when we talk about attachments. But most of them are just cruising around there in a state of being asleep somehow. Give us an example of one of our last sessions we had, without saying names, what we encountered with a lost soul, something that comes into your mind. We have many of them.
When we just did today?
Today, okay.
Okay.
That one today.
Well,
just don't go into personal stuff, make it more.
So an example could be if someone might be having some thoughts within their mind of maybe a suicide and they can't figure out why. And then going into it, they just feel like they want to jump off a bridge, or that can basically be an attachment as well.
So thoughts like suicidal thoughts, and you ask yourself, where does that come from?
Yeah.
Could be a lost soul that has attached to you. Why they attach to you? You may gonna watch our other videos about the topics, attachments, and how you can counteract them, and others. Check out our YouTube channel about that. So anything else to a lost soul that is actually not lost, because they all one day will be where they need to be, isn't it?
Absolutely. And we can all help them in many different ways, not just you and I, even if you're aware of understanding why this is, even speaking with them. I mean, that helps as well. Being in connect, if you feel that there might be somebody around you who's passed on that's still around, it's okay to still talk with them. Maybe lead them to where they need to be.
Yeah. And let them go where they need to go. Often those...
Yeah, that's another subject, is especially if you have a loved one that's passed on with unresolved issues, or they feel that you're not moving on without them. A lot of times it keeps them earthbound.
So it's not just them being stuck, they could be actually held back by us, our thoughts, our emotions, not letting them go.
Even after the soul has left the body, for a certain amount of time they're still here, so they can still be around their loved ones. And I've experienced this, through sadness. If you're sad constantly, it keeps them earthbound, because they want you to know that that they're here still. And it's hard for them to move on if we don't let them go.
And I'm sure many of you have experienced that yourself. You probably have people dying that were close. You had some experiences, could be dreams or even in the awake state, that you smell things or things happening, synchronicities, all that stuff. So they show sometimes and give you signs that they're still around. And very interesting, yeah. Well, thank you very much for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe
and
like our videos. It helps us. And see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.